are talking about the basics today. So last time what I felt is that a lot of people who are coming to the sessions are newbies. So please stay with us. I promise you there would be definitely something to learn for everyone in this session. And everyone who has just joined, welcome to the session. And it is the basic, and I promise you we are not going to do it for the next 5 weeks, any basic sessions. We will move ahead from it. So today, what would be the takeaways from this session? First takeaway would be you will understand like why we should actually invest in stock markets. The second particular bit which you will be able to understand from this session is compounding and inflation. So next time you put money in the bank, you would be able to understand, am I really getting some returns from the banks, or the banks are just showing me a rate of return which looks very fancy, 8 or 9%, but considering my country's economy, this returns goes back to 0 or 1 somewhere over there. So these would be the few things which we will be testing today. And at last, we will be doing some stories and case studies to see where what really happens in that particular scenarios. Great. Uh, just for everyone's reference, we upload a lot of our sessions, all of our sessions after this on YouTube. So I would really request you guys, if you can check the niveshgyaan YouTube channel, and please like and subscribe for us. We would be happy if you can help us get more people in these sessions. So we are doing it on a weekly basis. So we have got a WhatsApp group. I will put these links on the chat box for, later on. And we would request, if at the end of the webinar, you all can fill a form. I promise you, we have kept it just 6 questions. It will not take more than 5 or 6 minutes of your time. Please put any query anytime you have. And last but not the least, this is a free Zoom session. So at the end of 40 minutes, this session gets over. So you just have to join in back in, and we will be able to complete the session. This session we are hoping to complete in 1 hour. So let's start our journey into investing. Great. So I told you about the agenda and how we can do this. I've at the end also kept some ways how you should start your journey into investing. Yeah, so great. So let me go back to my childhood when I started investing. And that's one thing which I feel is like we all have done some way or the other. So when I was 14, I used to get some pocket money from my parents, and they used to give me 10 rupees per month, 10 rupees per week, and I would take it, and every time I would buy some stuff from the grocery or something, and I would be always very happy. Oh, I got those things. But there was a sports shops which was selling skates, and I would never be able to buy those skates because those were costing 200 rupees. Now for 200 rupees, because my parents were giving like somewhere around 10 per day kind of a bit, I couldn't get. And I realized that's the same with everyone. So what I did was I started saving some money from that particular 10 rupees, and at the end of the 20th day, I bought those roller blades for 200 rupees. And the next time, whenever my friends would ask me, I would lend them at some 5 rupees per week or 70 rupees per week. And what happened is, now while my pocket money still was coming in, I was getting an extra money because I had invested that money in the roller blades. So how I look at investing is making your money which is lying idle to start working for you. And that's very important. And I believe it's very pertinent with all the rich people that they make sure that all their time, their money is not lying idle. We middle class just keep focusing on our studies and all those, and forget about the money which is lying in our banks, and can we make it work harder instead of just FDs and all those things. So that's a very important concept. What is investing? I hope everyone has understood. If not, please unmute you, ask me questions about what do you understand by this. and I would be happy to answer if you have not understand what is investing. Great. So I'm moving ahead. Guys, I don't know many of you, and I'm not going in the introduction phase, but please feel free to just jump in, ask me questions, and I would be happy to answer. So please, this is an open query, and please unmute you, answer these. So in 2001, the price of CCD was Cafe Coffee Day Frappe was 39. In 2018, it's 139. Now let's think what would be the price 25 years later. Any guesses, guys? Hi, guys. You have to speak. It can't be a one-sided session.
Yeah, it will increase at the same rate, you know.
Yeah. So,
Same rate, yeah.
so can you just guess what would be the price? I'm just trying to help you figure out that every time if your salary is not increasing, the price of products are increasing, and to an extent, if the economy grows, the rate also keeps on increasing, and sometimes we just are not able to visualize the price increase as well. तभी कई बार हम दुकानदार पे जाते हैं और पॉपकॉर्न वाले से कहते हैं अरे भाई 5 रुपए में इतना सारा पॉपकॉर्न आता था. सो अगर हम अगले 25 साल में देखें इसी रेट से क्या लगता है कि आपको क्या प्राइस होगा कैफे फ्रैपे का? And let's be fast. Any guesses? I'm not asking you to do calculations.
Approximately 200.
Approximately 200, right? It would be 340 with a 4% inflation rate. So अभी हम inflation की बात करेंगे. So I just want you to understand कि कई बार हम visualize भी नहीं कर पाते वो increase कितना होगा. तो हमें अगर calculations नहीं करते हैं तो हम लोग अपने imaginations में जीते रहते हैं जो कई बार गलत पिक्चर देती है. जैसे आपने 200 कहा, it's not 200. With a 4% inflation it would be 340, or inflation 4% is a very rough estimate of a lower range. Great. Let's see another. So this bread harvest in 2001 used to cost 10. In 2018 it's cost 26. What would be the price 25 years later? Fast, guys. I'm sure there are many people. Just answer anything. What do you think? That's what I want to help you understand.
100.
About $50 or so.
About 50. Now you are getting closer. So it's not 50. So with a 4% inflation, it's 69. So the whole point is,
Wow.
yeah. So you have to make sure that if you have to make your money work at the same rate to live the same life, because right now if you are drinking cafe frappe and in 25 years later you still want to drink the same cafe frappe, you have to have the money worth of 370 in your pocket. और अगर आज आपने 100 रुपए अपने किसी डिपॉजिट में डाल के भूल गए जो लोगों ने अपने घरों में रख के छुपाए हुए थे, what would happen is आज जो 100 रुपए उनका एक कैफे फ्रैपे, आई एम जस्ट अज्यूमिंग 139, वो 25 साल के बाद उनको वो कैफे फ्रैपे नहीं दे सकता. एंड दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट व्हिच वी ऑल नीड टू रियलाइज. दैट्स द पावर ऑफ इन्फ्लेशन. Similarly,
Prashant?
Yeah, please.
So I have a question. So you said like 4% inflation rate. So when you say that, so is it something that we have assumed, or it's coming by some sort of a calculation over here?
Right. So if I take India's average inflation rate, it has been somewhere between 5 to 6%. So I wanted to keep it a very rough estimate at a lower range. So I just kept it at a 4%.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, please understand it would be higher than this to a large extent. Because it's just a quiz which I'm doing. Indian average inflation rate has been between 5 to 6%.
Okay.
Yeah. Similarly, ICU 21,000 per day in 2001, 2018. This price goes to 8,000, and 25 years later, any guesses? Faster. Guys, any guesses? Fast. Mayank bhaiya, 15,000. Okay. Mayank bhaiya's SM Mrinal, please.
Something around 11,000.
Right. It would be
25 to
21,000.
30.
Yeah. So it would be around 21,000. So the whole point is we sometimes we estimate less or something, and an average 5 or 6%. So please keep some of the buckets and understand whether your money is growing every year. A very concrete example, which I tell a lot of people who are working, is please make sure that whenever you sit on the table to get the bonuses or the performance appraisal, tell your HR managers or your managers that this year the inflation is 7%. Look at the inflation, just Google inflation rate. And if the manager says, we are giving you 5% hike while the inflation is 7%, honestly, your salary is not increasing, but it's decreasing that year. So it's a very good way to pitch that you should get an inflation indexed bonus rather than just a hike which says 5%. But next time if I sit, if they say they are giving me a 5% hike, I would actually say give me 7 plus 5%, which is 12%, and then it means that you are giving me a 5% hike rather than just saying you are giving me a 5% hike. Just a good reference point which I used sometimes, and it actually works because people are able to understand what you are talking about. Great. Great. So one simple fact, 1 in 5 Indians is guaranteed to have a heart ailment after the age of 50, and 1 in 3 families consume their life savings due to major illness in the family. uh, and the truth is no one knows when and whom it strikes. So that's why we at niveshgyaan promotes to a large extent that we all should have an health insurance, and we tell about the term insurance. So please, what we keep on telling everyone is don't go for ulips and all those products. Whenever you buy a product, the most vanilla product, which is the most plain simple. So if you buy a life insurance which is term, I promise you that can give you a higher cover at a cheaper rate. But if you try to include it with some investment options and all those things, guys who don't know me, please write me a mail and I would be happy to explain that what is ulip and what is an term insurance. But please, when you next time you are thinking of, please buy a health insurance, and a term insurance would be a great thing. Great. So why should we all invest or save our money? So what I believe is we all have dreams, and we all want to do something. For example, I love to do a lot of writings, reading books, but I can't do till the time I know my bread is coming from somewhere. So that's my basic point, like why I love to invest my money and why I think everyone should do. If someone can share what are their dreams, do they want to buy a Lamborghini, Ferrari, or have a house in Shimla or somewhere? By the way, I can tell you I wanted to buy a house in this place above Nainital, and 100 square feet house costs 2 crores over there. So just a reference point. Anyone, what are your dreams of buying things? Yeah, quick guys. And please write it down also if you can. See, this is a webinar, but let's make it as interactive as we are sitting face to face.
Yeah, so Prashant, like I want to buy probably a plot or say a bungalow sometime in Gurgaon.
Gurgaon. So I'm assuming somewhere
Yeah.
around 4 or 5 CR investment you are talking about.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sometime in, let's say, next 20-25 years.
Next
That's
2025.
long term, very long. Yeah,
Very long term.
very
Okay.
long term plan. Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. Anyone else? We can take one or two more. See, it's gonna help me in the session also. So I have a point to make. So please be quick, guys. What are your dreams? Else, please don't invest. Go to a monk place and just talk about God and all those things. Investing is for those people who have got dreams to buy things or do something. Yeah, else I would have gone to Leh Ladakh and sit with those monks and pray. Please tell me your dreams. Or if you have some really crazy dreams, then it's okay. You don't need to tell them.
Yeah, just to make sufficient money for retirement,
Money for retirement. Okay. So I'm guessing you are thinking somewhere after 60 you don't need to work. And for next, and guys, friends, I want to tell you, the life expectancy of humans have been increasing over the years. So where previously we were thought to live for 72 to 80, now it has been increasing. So you are gonna live longer, and the job ages till the time the people used to work is decreasing. So the time till you work, but the time till you live are both expanding, and there's becoming a bigger gap in that in the those gap years. So that's very important to realize. Great. So you want to have for retirement, so somewhere you want to retire somewhere at the 60, 62, and then till the time you live, and I'm guessing approximately 82. So 20 years income should come on its own. Okay.
that's true.
Great. So what I would like to tell you all is, it's very nice to put those on Excel. Why I would say so is, are you really looking at a number which you can actually achieve by that time? And what, so one of our friends suggested about a house 20 years down the line. What you will see is some of your expenses are gonna be way above from your income. For example, in these 20 years, you will also have kids whose education you have to take care. Maybe your family would also like to have a foreign trip, and also you have to have some backing for some unexpected issue if it comes in the home. And if you don't put that in Excel, what happens is you do have dreams, but those are imaginary dreams you are thinking of. For one of our friends suggested about retirement planning. It's a very good goal, and I actually have a number. My number go, and I have put inflation, compounding interest. If I put that money at the age of 62, it will keep growing, but then I would not be getting money, and still the things would also. So we have created some calculators. I would be happy to share that with you. But putting on Excel really helps. So for this particular friend, what I would say is, think what is your 1 year annual expenditure, real expenditure. Then think about whether you are matching that with the inflation rate. So inflation rate is very easy. Consider 5% inflation rate on average, and see at your age of 62 what this number looks like, and then keep bringing it down, and then total it out, and then discount it to the current year, and see whether you have that much worth right now, or what is the shortfall which you would be requiring to have. Until you don't know the number, you won't be able to work for it. So it's very important to know those numbers correctly. That's something which I would tell you. Great. Did you get my point? I hope you can put it on chat also. So if you are feeling like it's very difficult to unmute and all the time, so just put it on chat box. I would be happy to see that. I just want that today, after the session gets over, you get the point why we should invest and why we should put numbers on Excels. Great. So what I believe is, anyone who has put money for more than 6 months has actually put money for an investment. So there are two terms of speculation and investing. I have a very interesting story. I have a friend who's a doctor, and he's a very good doctor. And one day he gave me a call and he said, Prashant, I lost some 1 lakh rupees. And I said, how come you lost? And he said, one of my patient is a very big time investor. And he said that he has got a hint that this company is going to do great. and he invested some 1 lakh rupees with him. I said, okay, uh, and how, and you invested, but did you research on that particular stock? He said no. And I said, how are you saying that investing? And please understand, he's a very good doctor. He's very, very well educated. But most of the times, people who get into anything which is short term and which they have not researched, I consider that as a speculation, because you are speculating something which you have not put your really mind and points why you believe that particular thing is gonna go up. However, wherever you put your thoughts and ideas and think through before putting your money, that's what I consider investment. And also, an investment is definitely longer than 2 or 3 years, and they are actually tax benefits. Some of you may know, else maybe in this slide or other slide, I will talk about it. Great. So everyone has invested at some point or the other. So for example, FDs and RDs, I'm sure your money is getting there. We will talk about why FDs and RDs are not the best option. And while some of it is good, but you should start thinking of the other options which we have talked about: mutual funds, bonds, and stocks over here. Right. So let's talk about what happens if we just not save or invest. Any answer? What will happen if we just enjoy our life? Because one of my friends says, Prashant, तू बहुत पैसे की फिक्र करता है, तू life को enjoy क्यों नहीं कर पाता है? So what would be your answer if we don't save or invest?
We won't have any money left for emergencies.
Right.
Or unforeseen future need.
Right. So he's correct. I sometimes don't enjoy. So please enjoy your life. So recently I started creating on an Excel buckets कि parties के लिए कितना पैसा होना चाहिए, उसके लिए होना चाहिए. And Warren Buffett always says salary minus investment equals to expenses. And he says, unfortunately, the definition of the whole world is salary minus expenses equals to saving. So he says this is an unfortunate situation where people first expend all the money and then think of savings. He says the definition should be opposite, salary minus savings. So think, आपकी सैलरी 50,000 है, मुझे इसमें से 5,000 बचानी है. अब मेरी सैलरी 45,000 है, अब खर्चा जो करना है आपको करो. So you want to go for a party, please go for a party and all those things. But पहले अपनी savings को लाओ. So the definition should be salary minus, and please write it down. I promise you, whenever you will see, you will realize how big a mistake we always make of putting expenses first on the left hand side and putting saving on the right hand side, while it has to change all the time. Great. So we have already talked a little bit about saving and investment. Let's see once more. So I talked about this particular party pooper, which is inflation, and what effect it does on all of it. So whatever you buy, if the inflation is 10%, think which today you could have got at 100, the next day you will get it, next year you will get it for 110 next year. Simple है. आज 100 रुपए में आपको कुछ मिल पा रहा था, let's say आप कुछ खाने गए और वो 100 रुपए में, पर अगर इन्फ्लेशन 10% है और वो इंसान उस चीज को उसी प्राइस पे रखना चाहते हैं, तो वो 110 नेक्स्ट ईयर बेच रहा होगा. एंड दीज आर, नाउ लेट्स सी बैंक्स में क्या हो रहा है. एंड दीज आर इंडिया फिगर्स, एंड यू कैन सी इट्स अ इंडिया हिस्टोरिक इन्फ्लेशन. सो आप मुझसे जो कह रहे थे, दिस इज लाइक अ एक्चुअल रिजल्ट्स व्हिच वी हैव टेकन. सो लेट्स सपोज अब्बास ने 2012 में 100 रुपए बैंक के अंदर रखे, and you will see bank interest rate दिखाएगा 7.25. So Abbas जब गया, a very good well dressed person said to Abbas कि Abbas, we are gonna give you 7.25, and Abbas got happy कि मेरे पैसे अगले साल 107 रुपए हो जाएंगे. However, उस साल inflation इंडिया का 10.92 था. So अगर अब्बास ने रियल रिटर्न निकाला होता तो उस साल अब्बास अपने अगर पैसे खर्च कर देता, he would be better off rather than putting in a bank. बिकॉज 2013 में जब अब्बास ने अपने पैसे को देखने आया, तो पैसा उसका बढ़ा नहीं, उल्टा कम हो गया. इट बिकम 96.5. नाउ 2013 में बैंक ने अगेन कहा कि हम 7.25 इंटरेस्ट रेट दे रहे हैं, और उस टाइम इन्फ्लेशन 6.37 आ गया। तो इस बार आभास का पैसा 1% ग्रो होगा। सो आभास जब 2014 में आया, सो दिस मनी बिकेम 97.3। और उस साल बैंक ने कहा कि हम, क्योंकि अब इन्फ्लेशन कम हो गया, तो हम अपने रेट भी कम कर रहे हैं, एंड इट बिकेम 6.25, और इन्फ्लेशन भी 5.88 हो गया। सो रियल इंटरेस्ट रेट इज 0.37। और अगर फाइनल आप देखोगे 5 साल में पैसा केवल 102। अगर आप नॉमिनल देखोगे, so you just need to add up all these 14 15 15 plus 6 21 21 plus 13 it's 34. So money nominal value would have been 134, पर एक्चुअल मनी की जो वैल्यू है वो 102। तो कई लोग जो बैंक एफडीज की बहुत वकालत करते हैं कि पैसा 7 साढ़े 7 साल में डबल हो जाता है, दैट्स अ नॉमिनल वैल्यू की 100 का 200 हो जाएगा। बट रियल जो होता है वो ये होता है कि आपका इसमें देखोगे तो केवल 102 आपकी रियल वैल्यू है। इज एवरीवन गॉट दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So that's why I say, please put your money in FDs, because as one of our friends pointed out, कि अगर आपको you have to have saving और कुछ safeguard के लिए चाहिए, so FDs provide you that particular bucket। और FDs में the best part is जो वो कह रहे हैं, it is the most safest option. So please, I say, when you start, the percentage should be 40%. Keep reducing it till the time you get so much expertise in stock market की और mutual funds कि आप वहां से पैसे हटाते जाओ। But start saving, it's a good discipline, and recurring deposit is a very good discipline. So in Teach for India, I started with 3,000. Recently it got out 1,85,000. ज्यादा ग्रोथ नहीं हुई, but it brought a discipline in me कि हर महीने मेरे अकाउंट से 3,000 रुपीज निकल जाते हैं। सो आरडी और एफडी में खाली डिफरेंस ये होता है, एफडी इज एक साथ आपने पैसा डाला, आरडी इज रिकरिंग, सो एवरी मंथ आप कुछ पैसे डाल रहे हो। Guys, in 10 minutes this account is gonna close, and then we are going to join again to continue. Just wanted to let you know. Great. So these are, again, I have taken the average figures. So अगर बैंक एफडी में हम देखें, so real rate जो हमें मिला है, that has been 3%. So अगर आपको 2 लाख से 10 लाख पे पैसे करने हैं, so it takes around 56 years. प्रॉपर्टी ऑन एन एवरेज, प्लीज डोंट क्वेश्चन मी कि दिल्ली की प्रॉपर्टी या आपकी कोई स्पेसिफिक प्रॉपर्टी बहुत जल्दी ग्रोथ हुई है, बट ऑन एन एवरेज प्रॉपर्टीज has given India a return of 5% actual returns. So उसमें 34 years, and stock has been in the long run has been the best performing asset, और उसने 10% का interest rate दिया है, and it will grow your money from 2 lakh to 10 lakh 17 पे। See, sometimes lot of people actually tell me कि प्रशांत ये भी बहुत धीरे हो रहा है, तेजी से नहीं हो सकता, 2 साल में कुछ 2 का 10 नहीं हो सकता। So I love a quote by Warren Buffett which he wrote in 1985 letter. He says, no matter how great the talent or effort, some things just take time. You can't produce a baby in just 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. Interesting quote. I hope I like this quote. So yeah, so some things just take time. Don't get too greedy and think that some things can grow very fast. So yeah, so as we talk, saving is very important to put and safeguard your money, but all your needs like retirement planning, your house buying, your luxurious trips, your buying a very beautiful lovely car can't be done by savings, because saving is for the emergency purposes, and the only way to earn all these great things is through investment objective. That's what I personally believe. Yeah. Has anyone heard of the story of a chess and a king? apart from Sayam? Great. No problem. I got, yeah. So please use chat as well to post things. So guys, compounding is such a great thing. So Newton and Albert Einstein both have invested their money in stock market. So definitely there's something in stock market that so many people get interested, and a lot of people who are rich, if you talk to them, they would have invested. And you all are working in companies, you will see at the top level people die for ESOPs. Why? They think that stocks is a great option because they know that stock is one place where compounding works the best over the long run. uh, in the last session we talked about Amazon, we talked about Alibaba, and you will see that compounding has worked fabulously and the best way only in stock market. So Albert Einstein actually says compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, he who doesn't pays it. What it means is, if you understand, you will put your money, because if we see money as a whole, gold blocks कि जितने gold है उतना money है, तो अगर किसी ने किया तो कहीं ना कहीं से वो खाली it's changing its place. So if you have put your money in compounding interest and right resources, so you would be growing. And that's always happens in an economy. When some companies are growing, when uh, this all Nokia revolution was coming with the cameras, Kodak was going down. So that keeps happening in the market. So it's very important to understand compounding. So let's take some examples now. I have got two beautiful ladies over here, Sonam and Shraddha, and both earn a salary of 17,500 per month, and both are 25 years of age. As friends, they both have similar likes and dislikes, and both decided they will retire at the age of 55. So let's see what happens. Okay, I want, if you have a pen or paper, this will require some calculations. So Sonam decided she will start now and invest rupees 2,000 per month in a mutual fund, and did it for 25 years from age of 25 to 50. Please remember this, कि सोनम ने 25 से 50 की साल अपनी एज तक करा. Shraddha, on the other hand, decided that she is young now and needs to live in the moment, and she decides she will start at the age of 30 and invest till the age of 55. She will also invest 2,000 for 25 years like Sonam. So अगर आप देखेंगे, the time period of both the ladies is the same, and और जो पैसे भी वो डाल रहे होंगे वो भी इक्विवेलेंट होंगे, बिकॉज सोनम भी 25 साल के लिए डाल रही है एंड श्रद्धा भी 25 साल के लिए डाल रही है. लेट्स सी व्हाट हैपेंस एट द एज ऑफ 55 and what they both get in the picture. So at one side you have got Sonam, and if you can see, both have invested the same money. However, the money which has been created for Sonam is 24,85,000, while for Shraddha it reduced only for 18 lakh, just because she didn't invest it in the first 5 years. And if anyone want to share why did this happen? Anyone?
Because of compounding.
Right.
Money which they invested at the age of 25, that compounded very well, at the end.
Right. Anyone else wants to tell me in bit more detail how this compounding worked very well for Sonam and not for Shraddha?
So Sonam got interest for roughly saying 30 years, while Shraddha got it only for 25 years. So
right.
That played a major part.
Great. Great. I'm just gonna close this account and we will sign again. Okay.
Yeah, sure.